It's all misinformation being peddled by a sitting Attorney General. That's the response of former Minister of Citizenship Winston Felix in an exclusive interview with Nightly News. The former minister was at the time responding to questions about his ministry's involvement in granting citizenship to Cuban national Yuri Dominguez, who is now under investigation for an alleged Ponzi scheme. Attorney General and the Minister of Legal Affairs, Anil Nandlal, at a recent press conference, alleged that the Ministry of Citizenship had been warned about Yuri Dominguez but took no action. According to Felix, he was not informed of any such investigation.
I was never informed, whether in writing or by word of mouth, by the Securities Council. What I do know is that in September, I received an anonymous letter. That anonymous letter came from my functional senior, and the letter was sent to me for an investigation.
Felix said that he had dispatched that letter to the Guyana Police Force seeking an investigation and for the appropriate action to be taken. He said that anonymous letter was forwarded to the police because the Ministry of Citizenship did not have the investigative capacity to deal with such a matter. It was the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions who cleared the businessman of any wrongdoing.
At the end of a certain period, the commissioner apparently, based on the documentation he had, forwarded the matter to the legal officers for advice. I eventually got a response from the commissioner, which said, I think that was in May month, that the investigation should be considered closed and that this Dominguez man and a woman, Lacey or something like that, that the processing of their applications for naturalization should be proceeded with.
Felix was keen to point out that when he had received that anonymous letter, he had instructed his staff that the application by the suspect and any other person associated with him be put on pause until he would have gotten a response from the police.
The commissioner responded, and as a result of that response, we continued. If the advice had been different, then the man would not have been granted citizenship.
Like any other application, according to Felix, the man's application for citizenship was published in the newspapers, and no one came forward to accuse the businessman of any wrongdoing. The former minister rebuked Mr. Nandlal for spreading misinformation.
He is claiming falsely that, and this is since last week, from social media to two newspapers between Thursday and Friday, and on Saturday he was on television saying that I was written, I was alerted, and I was told that this man involved in a Ponzi scheme, right, and that he was fleecing Guyanese. And I neither replied to the letter nor took any action on the matter, which is far from the truth. Firstly, you cannot reply to a letter you did not receive. That's the first thing. The second thing is I saw that he wrote in the newspapers in Times yesterday that he got some information from some source that the letter was received. No doubt the letter was received. I can't doubt that. But the letter was not addressed to me. A misdirected letter cannot come to me.
Cuban national Yuri Garcia Dominguez, 34, and Atika Ishmael, 32, were arrested by police. Police said that workers with Accelerated Capital Firm Inc. is also part of an ongoing investigation of alleged fraud, after a report on that company was submitted to Attorney General Anil Nandlal by the Securities Council, identified them to be operating the Ponzi scheme. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.